Within the British environment, we are blessed with a pretty, well, I would say warm, but you're wearing gloves and it's actually freezing, Rachel. A warm and wet environment, which is a bit of a challenge. So what you ultimately need is something that's going to protect you from the elements. And within British hill walking, that means rain that could be coming down both horizontally and vertically.
So the main thing we're looking for, aren't we? We're looking for fit.
Fit's key, and fit is absolutely paramount, because if the jacket doesn't fit, it could be the best jacket in the world, but if it doesn't fit you, then it's not doing its job right. Hill walking jackets tend to be a little longer around the base, although if you're scrambling and using it in more active environments, it's worth bearing in mind that you don't want it to be too long, just because that could impede your freedom of movement. With mountaineering jackets, where the pockets tend to be really quite high, in hill walking jackets, it's nice to have them a little bit lower so the arms go naturally into them. In order to get the best fit possible, one of the things to remember is not just to try it on with just a basic t-shirt. You want to be trying it on with something you're actually going to be wearing underneath. So today I've got a base layer, I've got a thermal wicking layer, and then I've got the jacket over the top of that. The other thing within hill walking is you don't necessarily need the same, again, active cut that you would have within mountaineering, but it is really useful because if you are scrambling, if you're going up rocky terrain, then having that freedom of movement is never going to be a drawback.
The industry talk about 3 and 4 season jackets, which can feel a little bit strange because we often in Britain have all the seasons in one day. I'm wearing a 3 season jacket and Rob is wearing a 4 season jacket. I suppose the difference is this is Gore-Tex and this is Pertex Shield.
So I'm wearing a Gore-Tex jacket here, which offers the best level of 4 season protection. This is the sort of thing that you'd be using up on Ben Nevis in winter or on the Lake District on a monumentally rainy day. Whether to be a drawback, it's simply the price point because they do come at a premium.
Yeah, this jacket is probably more suited to being on Kinder and it is a slightly lower price.
But the downside to that, in terms of the protection, what difference would that make?
I think only a little bit, maybe in terms of features, and it's slightly less waterproof, so if you're in a deluge for a long, long time.
But it's lighter, so you've got the benefits of not having to carry something that's maybe actually a little bigger, beefier, and dare I say it, probably overkill for a day like that.
Yeah, and it's also a bit quieter, a bit softer, a bit nicer to wear. It's really important on a hill walking jacket that you have a good hood. Make sure you check it and that it keeps you protected from the elements. Whereas Rob's hood, because it's more aimed at this 4 season winter environment, you can put a helmet under this, it is helmet compatible, but it should also cinch up nicely when you're not wearing a helmet. When you're looking at features on your jacket, really pay attention to the zips. This zip pull is quite tricky to pull with gloves, whereas your one, Rob, is a little bit better for when you're less dexterous in gloves. Hit zips, yep. Make sure that they're easy to undo, and you do want a little bit of venting when you're working hard uphill.
Fit is of the utmost importance when you're trying on a jacket. Make sure it works for you and make sure you try it on with a few layers, as many layers as you would be wearing whilst out on the hill, just to ensure that it's right.
And even though this hill walking jacket maybe isn't as heavyweight as a bomb-proof mountaineering jacket, it should still withstand the weather.